Hey everybody, Tuesday again. I wasn't here last week, so I am so glad to be here this week. And hello, hello, hello. And I'm streaming to my platform and then sharing over. So if Jill or someone, if you would share over into my group, that would be great. And since I've got controls missing right this moment, so, hello everybody. Stephanie says, for those that are new, I'm excited to be here and talk about all things crafty as usual. So, y'all know I am creative. I'll say I'm creative, but I am not really artistic. And I'm lucky to have some friends and people that really are, but I am not. I can't really draw a straight line, you know, using my ruler. So I am on the struggle bus a lot of times. And I have a new product to talk about. And so these are Crafty Co pens. And so great. There are acrylic and they come in some of the coolest colors. So I'm going to open the package so that you can see them and change. And the packaging, it tells you they're acrylic, that they are quick drying, they're permanent when dry. So this was in a craft box. It's been revealed, so that's why I can talk about it. Wouldn't have talked about it before then. The thing that I and a lot of people appreciate about these is they are odorless. So if you've ever used, you have to shake, press to get the ink to come down, that smell, sometimes it really is kind of bothersome. I unfortunately have had migraines. Y'all know I've canceled a live from being sick before. So these are odorless. And when I say they're odorless, I really mean they're odorless. And the tips on them are amazing. They're so amazing. So this is a new product by Crafty Co. Some of you have heard me talking about doing some things. You see Crafty Co, the cruise that we're doing that I'm teaching on. And, we've had a launch of a box and some things. We've had highs, lows, everything in between. Jamie is the owner. I'm creative director. And it's been fun. It's been heartache and it's been joy. But I really do love getting to share with you new stuff. And I tell you when I like something, and I tell you when I don't like something. So I am honest all the way around. And I'm an enabler and I will say yes, yes, yes. But you also know that I will always tell you, like, no, not so much. This one, I'm going to show a different way. If you want to go over to our YouTube channel later, Get Crafty Co., you can see somebody amazing that it is an artist, Tracy Fancy, and she's going to be teaching on the cruise. So she's exquisite, delightful, beautiful, talented. She does some things with the pens that to me, when I first thought was intimidating, and I watched the video and I felt a little artistic after using some of her techniques. But I really wanted to show you a Stephanie way. I always bring it to you real and show you a different way. So I am going to switch cameras, then I'll look at the comments in just a moment. But I want you to see. So here are the colors, and the colors are very true to the cap. So what the cap is, they're very true. Oh, and I forgot, here's the gamut of colors, and there are 12 colors, and they're amazing, and they're quick drying, and they have some really cool names. So let's say this one. So this one is Sassy Flamingo. So I give each of you a guess who named this pen. Because somebody that you know and love named this pen. So it's been funny because, there were a lot of collaborators coming up with names. Guess what? Even people in groups. So I had put some stuff out and asking, there's different things going. So some of you may have named. So there are the markers. And I'm going to show you something that is kind of the Stephanie way. So let me flip back over and chat for just a second, and then we'll come back. And so some of you know about the box, some don't. And I just love that we're opening presents. We're getting to, it's an advent calendar. That's what you do. Every day we get to undo a bag, and there's a video and we talk about it, and we keep it on the down low. We want you to have information. So there had been a very good video. I didn't want to do another one, but Jamie and I were talking, and I said, I really like to do a live on this to show something different. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you, I just went into my search engine and I Googled simple stained glass coloring page. So that's what I did. So this one is, I just got back from the tropics. So that was kind of the tropics. And this is, a sea turtle. So those were the two things. And I just, printed them. But what I am going to show you is I just have, this is a Dollar Tree frame that it's just a Dollar Tree frame. Nothing glamorous. I'm scooting markers out of the way. I'm going to look at comments real quick, and then I'm going to show you. And I have bit off, me. I always am going 90 to nothing. I just got back from vacation, and I had, it seemed like 1,000 emails to deal with. And then I have been getting ready, and tomorrow starts retreat, and it ends on Monday morning. And then, then it's Christmas, and then we got cruises to go on. So lots of stuff. So but I am excited about this. So I'm going to change cameras so that we can talk about it just a little bit. And then, okay. So here's my picture frame. I'm taking the back off. I have got this little flimsy piece of paper. I'm going to go for this one first. So I'm just going to kind of line up, and you can see I have my ruler. Let me place this. I have rotary cutter. And I'm cutting. Let me move that. I didn't set that up just perfect, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to go down that black line right there. And I'm just going to go across the bottom here. And yes, I'm doing that at a very strange angle. And I'm going to throw this in the pretend trash or on the floor, depending which comes first. And those that know me, what am I going to do? I'm going to lock that even in my own house. So now you can see I have this, and it's going to fit inside of my frame. And if it doesn't fit, which I hadn't, guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tweak just a smidge right here, because you can tell I got a little wonky. And I'm going to put it in. It's still a little bit wonky, but that's okay. Now you have some choices. I am going to just lay this with my glass underneath it just because it's easier, and I'll show you another way that I did. So I have, and I want to really be able to reach everything. And we're going to take some of the markers, and I'm drawing on the glass. So it's glass and paper underneath. And so you can see I have this one. It's the lavender. It's called Lilac Self-Control. And I'm just going to color in some of this circle here. And I wish that you could see how it just kind of glides through the glass. Hopefully you can even tell with my movements, it really does just glide around. So we'll talk amongst ourselves while I'm drawing. So here I'm going to do the inside of this circle here. And these dry quickly. And I'm impatient, so I would even have had hair dryers doing stuff before. So the turtle I'm going to do in these 3 shades here, because I love the way they kind of, and these two seem like they're the same shade when you have them set down, but you can tell that it really is 3 variations of shading. So I'm going to and I'm holding my glass down just to kind of keep it in place. Like I said, I will show you another one, and I'm reaching. I can't really see comments as well. But you notice I didn't have to, and I didn't have to prime. Look at the tip of this. Can you see that amazing tip? And they stay tippy, if that's a word. And I am not in any kind of way trying to get anything perfection. I'm just, I'm doing me. So there's another. I'm just going to set this one aside. I'm going to go to another color. And I'm going to do, and I'm leaving just a smidge of space. And I'll show you why in just a moment. And I'm going to talk about the 2 different ways that you could do this. So one of the nice things, if you, like, I'm going to pull this up just so I can show you. See how you can see through, like I left a space right there so that you could see it. I can see my mistakes and go back and fix them. So if I'm talking to you and I can see I left a little gap, I can fix that. It's not a big deal. I don't know if I can, there we go, get laid back down there. And I'll just kind of touch up and do. And I want, so can you see where I'm going with this? And I'm going to do one of the fish up here, kind of like little algae looking things. And then I'm going to let that dry. And let's see. I forget that I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. Y'all know I talk all the time. I'm not used to that. And then I'm going to color in here. Okay, I'm going to leave that one, and then I'm going to show you some things that you can do a little bit differently. So this is the black, and it's called Black Hole. And I'm going to go through and just do some of the lines to show you how dramatic I can make it. So that was kind of thicker. This one I'm going to do a little bit thinner going around. And again, I told you, I'm not an artist. I can't draw a straight line, but I could kind of trace one. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. I, love that it doesn't have to be perfect. So then in here where I had drawn, I could just take my black and go back through and trace around some things. And I'm doing this kind of thick and heavy because I want you to be able to see it more than I care at the moment. So I'm doing, because I don't, it's only so fun to watch somebody else draw. And I can't draw, but I love how it is. So, Kristen, if I did mess up earlier and I did take an alcohol wipe and it did kind of smear, so then I had to go back. So, and that was pretty quick after, just because I wanted to see what it would do. But you can see how it's starting to come together, right? So what do you think? Do you think so? Tell me, I want to know, what would you do? What kind of artwork would you use? Tell me some of your kind of thoughts and feelings on it as I am keep working on this to at least finish his little face. I want him to have a little purple here and there, and maybe this lighter one here. There. So what kind of things would you use to do? He's coming together. And then let's outline this wing here, his flipper. And we might as well go around this one. I just had some on my finger and you saw me wipe it off because it was just fresh wet. And, you can just use it as a suggestion. So I'm reading comments. I love how people have done it. A farm scene from an oh, that would be gorgeous, Karen. And so Donna, I welcome to my group, and I am so glad you're here watching. Appreciate it. And exactly, trace something from an adult coloring book. But I'm just going to pick this up so that you can kind of see, and then I'm going to hold a piece of paper so that you can maybe see, like where I left, there's a blank spot right there. I could just go back and fix it. So you have two choices, and this is going to be harder to show. So this is the side that the paint is on, but we could flip it and have, you could mirror image and have it on this side. So it kind of depends on the image. And I'll show you what I mean, because I have another one. And I think, I have gotten it on my hands. I've got some on here now. It comes off easily. But I love that this is just something, you could take these markers. So another way you could do it is you could make it the paper a little bit bigger, and I'm going to show, and then tape your glass down, and that way it doesn't move on you. So that's one thing that you could do. Or let me move these out of the way. And hold just a moment, and I will show you another version of it that I did a little bit earlier today. Because I think about these things, but does that mean that I always do them? So this one I actually kept in the frame, and I had the picture behind it, and I locked it in, and then I actually painted with it in the frame, and that held everything together. So you can see this is what it looks like, and see how matte it is. So this one I did, and here's again, let me show you what it looked like. So this was my original. And then I just put that behind the glass. And here it is locked into the frame. And so that way nothing could really move. And I could start using the markers and all the great colors and do. So you can see this way it's very matte, and I'm going to flip it and show you. Hey, Reen, good to see you. I feel like I've been busy and you've been crazy, and we've missed each other lately. And I'm going to flip this so that you can see it from the other way of it being kind of glossier. So see how, so this is with it behind the glass. So I just flipped it over. So you can see too, totally, it does look different. If it's this side is not where the paint is, it's on the other side. So I just flipped it. That's the part that I made a boo-boo. And I'm going to see if I can fix it. But we'll see. But I dropped the marker when I was carrying it and just blooped it right there. So I'll have to fix that. But, you know, very simple way of using, and you know, you could get very complex. There's a lot of things that different stained glass that are out there that you could do. I just tried to make something kind of simple and do it from that way. So let's, you know, you can see here that difference from shiny to being, you know, and it, to me, I feel like this is almost like relaxing just because I can just sit there and kind of doodle and do the things that I like to do. So I'm going to do the white. I'm going to do one of every color somewhere on here just so you can see it, okay? So I'm just going to do here white. And on this one, I'm not trying for anything other than to show you some colors. So there's white. You've seen that. You've seen lavender. You've seen that one. This one is called a Hill of Beans, and it's kind of a softer caramel kind of brown. Let me see, what do I want to do? To me, okay, so this is called Hill of Beans. I want to know what you would have called it because I know what my suggestion for it was. So I want to know your suggestion. And we have Hot Mess Red is right here. So is anybody telling me any? Gingerbread or reindeer brown is a perfect color. So I am now doing cheese dust. Some of my friends will know that I love, love, love Cheetos, but more than that, I love that cheap, those cheese puffs that come in the big clear container, and that orange gets all over your hands. Yellow is bright yellow, or yellow snow is another color. I'm going to move that just a little bit just to give me. So to me, my color for the brown was exactly Kristen. It was something coffee, and Jill got it on. I just feel like it should have been cafe au lait, or, you know, Java juice was one of the ones that I said, but I definitely think that it's a beautiful, beautiful color, and it looks like chocolate. And now we have Blush and Bashful. So, you know, pinks are all my kind of favorite colors. So that was definitely a color that I would vote for. And I'm going to just do this one here in that pink so that you can see it. And then we have the Sassy. So Blushful Yes was me. Sassy Flamingo. I'm going to do Sassy Flamingo. I'm going to kind of create one right here. And I'm going to let those dry for a second. PJ's in the house. And speaking of coffee, you can tell I have my cup right here taking a sip. PJ, would you like to answer and type in getcraftyco.com? And you could say what number this is so somebody would know what one is. So there's my colors. And again, like I said, they are these. If you've ever used pens, high quality pens, I'm going to say you will really love these. Some people are like, it's a pen, but it's not. It is so much more than just a pen because I love the way they do. So I'm going to go through real quick just to outline so that you can kind of see things a little better. And I forget to talk when I'm doing this because my tongue is probably sticking out of my mouth because, you know, that's what we do when we're concentrating. And let's give this outline. And I can't, oh, there's the white. Let me put something black behind it to see if that helps you see. See how it looks so much different with a black background, how those colors pop versus having that white background, how it looks. It looks very soft here, but the outline, everything, I think that it's just very, you know, depending on what you wanted, you could back it with different paper and do different things. So I love these. I can't wait, you know, to kind of play with them some more. But I really did just want to kind of show you, you know, this kind of looks like a blob until it starts coming together and you can see, just like I did in this photo, how it looked. So let me swap a little bit and we can chit chat. Y'all are going to be shocked because we know what day it is. It's Taco Tuesday. And, you know, but we're going to have pizza. I have been traveling and going, and I was just like, oh, I'd really, really like a pizza. And I have 16 things that I'm behind on. So I thought that way, if I didn't leave the house, that might get me a smidge closer to getting those done. You know how I am. Y'all know me. So we have the markers that are on the website. You can go freely watch on our YouTube, Get Crafty Co. You can see each day as we drop the video, it launches at 7 a.m., which is early for some people, but you know, that way for people that are wanting to watch it before they head to work, they can. And then you can watch it anytime you want, and we have comments and talk about it. But I just wanted you to see, you know, another thing, because, you know, I'm all about what's the next thing. What are things that we're loving? And this was one of the ones of the things that I really loved. And it was very exciting to be in on a project from an idea to talking to people, to packaging, to seeing this really come to life. That's not something that I had experience, and I really got to learn a lot. And then I got to use some of that experience on some other things. So it's kind of exciting to see something start from, people love pens. I use this type of pen. So, I have a laser. And so a lot of times it's flat. So then you have to paint in and then it pops. So like if I use white acrylic, then I paint it in and the purple stays down and then I pull the tape off. And I hate to say the name because I'm going to say it wrong, but like Co is a brand that you can buy, and you can spend $12 on a marker. So to me, I've used a lot of different and tried a ton of them with laser, with wood, with acrylics, trying different things. And then I usually will spray a little bit of clear on it to help set it. But when you're doing, sometimes 100, y'all have seen, like I have the little scissor tags that say, "So Stephanie says," or like if you've seen my rulers, they'll have the white lines in the hot pink acrylic, those types of things. I had to, paint those lines in. These have zero odor. And I know I've said that before, and I'm going to keep saying it because I do love that it doesn't have an odor, because when you're sensitive to things, you really pay attention to it. So I just about took a guy out when I was on the cruise. I had stopped at the perfume because someone that I know likes a certain brand, and I was just reading how much it was, and so that I could kind of text and say, "Hey, they have this." And the guy was like, "Do you want to smell it?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." And I about shoved him because I was scared to death he was going to it. And then, my night would have been ruined possibly just because of that heavy scent being sprayed. So I do like having, the no odor, and I will keep talking about it because it means a lot to me. I love the colors. I love the vibrancies of them. And like I said, I love it against black paper. And y'all know I do a ton of stuff with black cardstock. And I love it with showing, how to use it just simple on glass. So the other video that shows it, Tracy Fancy, she shows several different ways to blend and to do some things. So if you're interested, feel free to watch that video. And if I am trying to get over and I can type, and like I said, we'll put the link in and I will have it in the comments here. And let's see, even if you can just type it in. I don't have a keyboard right beside me. I just have a monitor. So if it doesn't get typed there under day 6 when you're looking, it's getcraftyco.com. And I'm just going to move my keyboard over to kind of. There we go. Maybe that we'll see if it'll show. There we go. Getcraftyco.com. And we're excited, and there's more coming, but I'm not pushing all that. I just really liked this product and wanted y'all to see a different way to use it. And I'm glad to be here. It's Tuesday, and guess what? I'll be back next Tuesday, and it's getting closer and closer to Christmas. We're counting down, and I have an idea of what we're going to do next week, and I can't wait to share it with you. And some of you have signed up for my class on Thursday night. I have a Scan and Cut Live. It's really any cutter. I mean, you can cut if you know how to pull in an SVG. I have SVGs that are with it, but it is a quick occasion, quick gift. It's not Christmas. I actually somebody had reached out and she was like, I'd really love something for Hanukkah and some things. So I made a file and I was like, here, use this one. It could be whatever you want it to be, because it could be for whatever occasion you want it to be. So I gave some free files in it, but You're going to see. It's one of my favorite things to make. It's quick, it's simple, it's fun. It's something you can do with your kids, with grandkids, your girlfriends coming over, grab anybody. It's a very simple project. It requires a little bit of cutting with our cutters. I guess you could cut scissors, but you know, I can't cut that great. But, you know, so that is on Thursday night. It is my scan and cut. It's listed as scan and cut class, but anybody can do it. And if you're interested and you want to sign up, either post in, just send me an email to S-O, Stephanie Says, and I'll send an invoice. It's $20. It's via Zoom. And then I send you the Zoom link afterwards, and you can rewatch it until for the next month. So I can give you plenty of time to watch that. I will not have any online classes, any virtuals, any live, anything in the month of January. So when you see my face, I can't say I won't pop in and do a quick live, but it won't be a structured, just because I'll be in and out sailing, doing things. But I will have some Memorex versions of me. So some of you are too young to know what that means, but I will pre-record and have some things that I will post on Tuesday nights at 6:30. So I can't wait to see what you make with these things. And y'all have been really slacking lately. You haven't been posting in the group. I know it's a busy time of year. It's December. Everybody is a little bit more hectic, but just post in the group. It's hectic. Post in the group that, you know, hey, everybody, have a good day. Post something, because it helps me and that helps you be able to see everything. Those of you that are new, if you don't mind hopping over to my YouTube page, it's a little baby page, but it's growing every day. And that's all we can ask for. So, yes, Alma, is it live or is it Memorex? So y'all have a phenomenal night. And usually, you know, I'd say it's Tuesday, let's go get tacos. So tonight it's Tuesday, let's go get a pizza. Everybody have a great night. I will see you very soon. Some of you sooner, because I'll see you tomorrow with the retreat starting. Some of you I'll see Thursday night virtually. And some of you I will see again next Tuesday. Everybody have a great night. Much love and be safe out there. Bye, y'all.